Hello everyone, my name is Jamie, and this is my second time being kind of, I don't want to say co-creator, but kind of. I just got a new webcam. I think it's old, but it's new to me. Like, the person didn't even use it. Anyways, so I'm here in my awesome dorm room. I just ate, so like I have a lot of like over there. I have like a juicer and all that stuff. Back there is coconut oil. Yeah, I just made like bulletproof coffee, kind of, but I didn't want to put butter in it. I'm trying to get to my calorie count. Anyways, so I am doing 100-day reality challenge again, and the reason I'm doing it is because in the last 2 years I lost weight, probably on this YouTube, but it will show my weight loss, and I lost about 53 pounds. I was eating really healthy. I was hitting my calorie targets every day. I wasn't working out at this time because I'm someone that builds muscle very quickly. If I do weightlifting for 30 minutes, 4 days a week, within a month, I start bulking up very quickly. I just have the genetics for that. I wish it would go to my stomach. Like, I just wish I would see definition. But when I start seriously working out, my legs go first, because I used to be a sprinter, so my legs get really big. So I don't really work them out as much. It's like weird to like tell people you want to lose muscle in your leg, and then I show them what my legs do when I work them out, and they're like, oh, okay, because it doesn't match the rest of my body. It just looks kind of weird. So usually, like, when I start lifting weights, I see like a lot of definition everywhere, and I'm really soft because I haven't like done diet and exercise in a really long time. And so anyways, I was eating really healthy, and then I got constipated, really strange, and then I was bloated, and I had a colonoscopy, and the second doctor saw, I was trying to tell me to eat more fiber, and I was really frustrated because I was counting my calories. I measure everything, so I knew exactly what I was eating, and I'm very accurate, and I was getting 40 grams a day of fiber. So I'm showing this doctor like what I'm eating. Like, I eat really large salads. Most people, my mom's like, are you really gonna eat all that? That's a lot of food. But calorie wise, before you add the like avocados I usually add, and the coconut oil or MCT, I had MCT oil usually, they're about 150 calories, because I literally eat a whole thing of like romaine and a whole thing of parsley and whole everything. So volume wise, that's a lot of roughage. So I was eating at maintenance. So my maintenance for being a sanitary, not a woman that I walked back and forth to class, and with my Fitbit it shows me, so I was getting like 2,000 steps a day, 3,000 if I had to walk back and forth, and that was it. So my calories to maintain my weight was about 1,800 to 2,000, so that's what I was eating. And at the time, I really wasn't eating a ton of meat. I was having a lot of fish, not like a ton of fish, but mostly fish and eggs. And I did have chicken, although chicken and me, we don't get along so well. Every time I eat chicken, even organic chicken, it doesn't agree with me. So when I eat something, I normally go for lamb, or I'm going to have lamb or beef. There's just not enough fat on chicken to just do anything. My body's like, what is this? And then I usually have like stomach issues, so I kind of stay away from chicken now. And ironically, the day that I became constipated, I had actually ate chicken I had it 3 days in a row, and that day, so I just have my body doesn't like chicken. Because when I grew up, my dad's from Ghana, so we ate a lot of like fish and rice and tomato stew. So I always ate really healthy, although I did eat a lot of bread when I was a kid, but I think I used to eat a lot when I was a kid, but then I was able to stop because I did not like the feeling of being full. Like, I just hated that. So my body was always self-regulating. And then I gained weight because I would have my dinner at work at 7:30, and it would be Quiznos. And then I would end work at 10 o'clock, and I would be hungry again. So I wasn't a snacker. So I would go home and eat another meal, and I think that's what caused me to gain the extra weight, because I had an extra meal. I probably would have done better. I wasn't a big snacker at the time, but I probably would have done better making my own dinner and just eating it. But I didn't know that Quiznos, it would just make me really hungry after, and I never had that problem in my life. So I gained weight, and then I lost that weight, and then I had a whole bunch of health issues, and then I became constipated, and I saw so many doctors, and I still suffer with it to this day. I still have, I still am always bloated. When I drink water, I used to drink a lot of water, like 14 cups of water, like 8 ounces, okay, and I used to drink it a lot, and then, yeah, so I had a lot of problems. Fast forward to now, and then I began binge eating. A lot of people are like, oh, when you get off a diet, yeah, you binge eat. But in my case, I had never had problems with food. This video is probably going to be very long. I'm sorry. I don't know. So in my case, I had never had food issues, and I never had dieted in my life. So that was my first time going on a diet. So I dieted of 2012. May 12th is when I started, and I reached my goal weight by October. Pretty much of that, and then I became constipated in November, but that is when I hit maintenance, so I upped my calories, and I was pretty much eating what I was eating in the past. I was just eating more of it. So my afternoon breakfast, lunch, instead of 1 veggie burger and some nuts or whatever, I was having 2, because my veggie burger was like 300 calories. That meal was 300, so I have an extra one. So instead of having like whatever I was eating, it was double, and then instead of having like 1 egg, I would have another egg, and then for dinner, my dinners were pretty much the same, so I was just having a bigger lunch and breakfast, and that brought me to my calories, and I maintained perfectly. If I wanted to like have treats or something, I was aware of like portion size. I had actually got really good. And then the doctors told me I need to eat more, they told me that I need to eat more fiber. Now I'm like, well, I'm already getting 40 grams of fiber. So I was constipated. So the first thing I did is I went to the store and I bought all the fiber bars. I brought every single thing that I was like, this will help me go to the bathroom. And I ate it. And I didn't stop eating it. I just stuffed my face with that stuff, and until it made me sick, and I was like, oh, okay, now I'm eating like 70 grams of fiber, and I'm drinking, I'm already drinking 14 cups of water, so it's not possible, and I had this big bloated stomach, and I'm just like, alright, I fixed my bloating problem, and it didn't work. And then I got to a point where I heard like there was a snap, and then I couldn't stop eating. So before you know it, just had problems. And then I went on different, I don't actually know what the problem is, because it's everything bloats me, everything constipates me. So it's not like, for a minute there, I really got into research about diet, and I've been doing it for 2 years now. And at first I thought the vegan diet, okay, this is like the holy grail, like becoming a vegan. So I became a vegan for a few months, just to try it out. And I still had the same issues, and I was actually constipated. My stools were harder before, and it was painful, but they became dry. I'm sorry, this is TMI. and I'm like, okay, maybe the vegan diet isn't for me. So then I transitioned back into more like a vegetarian, pescatarian. That's kind of what I was before, and it wasn't working for me. And then I started looking into paleo, and I think paleo is a total joke. Like, the idea of paleo is awesome, but I know too much about, like, when I say I do research, I really dig into the scholarly articles. So the idea of paleo is awesome, but I know the history of grains and humans, and it's not really 10,000 years old. Maybe I'll talk about it in a video, but there's like research. It's really cool stuff, but I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to upset anybody right now, but I think paleo is totally cool, if that's your thing. But I don't really have a problem with cutting things out from my diet, because I'm not the kind of person that's like obsessed with some sort of food. I don't really like fruits. The only fruit I really like is like tangerines and bananas. Like, that's what I'll have. I can't really have nuts anymore because nuts is a trigger food for me. If I eat almonds or peanut butter, I will eat the whole entire bag, so I do not buy them. I don't really buy yogurt, because at the time the doctor told me, oh, you gotta eat a lot of yogurt with the probiotics, and so I was just eating a lot of yogurt. I was eating a lot of almonds. I was eating a lot of fiber things with fiber, and I was like 70 grams. And I was drinking a lot of water, and it was just not working. My colonoscopy came back normal, and the doctor told me I could take Miralax for the rest of my life, which is really depressing at this point because I didn't want to take anything. And it's been 2 years, and I still have that problem. Now, I have done fasts. I am not the kind of person who is tainted by health, by nutrition. So I always have an open mind. So I came into it with an open mind. So I know both sides. So I know the vegan side and the people who are staunch paleo, low carb. Right now, I'm transitioning into a ketogenic, low carb diet. I don't think really my body has a total problem with carbohydrates. I'm just getting to the point where I'm getting a little bit older and I can't have as many as I used to, which is totally okay. It's totally normal. Women are very common for women to not be able to process carbohydrates. I never had a problem with fat. I don't have a problem with eating it. I will eat fat. So I found that eating a lot of fat does really help with digestion and going to the bathroom, even though I'm still working on it. So anyways, that's my little backstory. So those being constipated, tired all the time, not being able to do anything has really ruled my life for 2 years. And it sent me into like a depression. And then to top it off, I actually like stretched and like had micro tears my knees, so I couldn't walk anymore. So before, when I had an eating problem, at least I was still able to like exercise and like still get around. So I couldn't do anything for a long time. I couldn't walk, and it was the winter time, and I had to go to physical therapy, and I was in school, and I missed a lot of classes. The lucky thing that why I passed that semester is because for every single class I had, it was the same teacher. And the funny thing is he actually had a similar accident, so he understood how much pain I was in. And this teacher was absolutely amazing. I missed a ton of his class, but it's not like I missed class because I was just like whatever. It's because I either had physical therapy or I was in so much pain. I couldn't get to class, but he allowed me to have different turn-in times for my assignments, and we really kept in contact. So it wasn't just like, oh yeah. So I really kept in contact with him, and then at the end of the semester, I made sure all of my work was turned in, and I ended up missing like one huge assignment, but it was, because all these things I was going about, I didn't mean to, but in his other classes, I was all caught up. It was just in the other class, I was missing something. So I passed with an okay GPA. Last semester, I kind of dropped a ton of classes. I did really bad. I'm just going through a depression right now. And I was seeing a therapist last year for this, and so my insurance is different now, so I don't know anymore. And there's only so much they can do, and in the past I have had depression, but the thing is, I don't want to offend anybody who suffer with severe depression, because that's what I had, a manic depression, pretty much my whole entire life. There's only so much pills can do. You have to pull yourself up. You have to want it. And so I just been struggling a lot with the depression, the weight gain. I gained that weight back because I could not stop eating, and it was like triggering. And I was like, fine, I'm just gonna lose the weight, and I would lose it and gain it back. So it was kind of like yo-yo dieting, but it wasn't really, and I thought it was recovered, and it's just been a long 2 years, and I'm finally to the point now where I'm feeling okay. I just got back from a trip, and literally this trip, I wasn't able to like go to the grocery store or do anything, and so I was counting my calories every day, and I had about 1,400 calories because my BMR. You can do like BMR test where you actually go to a lab, so I actually had that, and I only burned 1,300 calories. So right now I'm 165 pounds, and I'm 5'8.5". So my BMI is a lot, but whatever. I want to get back to. I was 19% body fat before, and I really liked that. I felt good about my body, and I had not lost any more weight. Some women, they're like, oh, I gotta keep going. And I had actually passed my goal weight, but I had got to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I really like this. I can see the muscle definitions in my arms. I can see the muscle definition in my legs. So I was doing everything right, and I didn't understand. I still don't understand kind of what's wrong with my body. And I've tried everything you can possibly imagine. Nothing has worked. I'm looking into some other things like fecal transplant. I'm getting desperate here, okay? So anyways, so now I'm ready for the 100-day challenge again. I am going to do a 15-week transformation with my best friend. We are doing the ketogenic diet together. She's going to have more struggles than me because she's never really dieted before. And her wedding is in 20 weeks. So it's really hard for her to tell people. She eats the most healthiest that I know of, but she's got a lot of body fat, and she craves fruit a lot, and those carbs haven't done anything for her body. And she works out, and she does all this stuff, and she has no tone, no definition, very soft skin. So I changed her diet completely because I believe she's actually carb intolerant, because she will wake up or she'll do something and she will have eaten like a good amount of food that should fill you up, and a few hours later she will be ravenously hungry, and I know that can be a side effect of too many carbs. So we upped her protein, her protein was actually already good, so I upped her fat, lowered her carbs, so she's in induction phase right now. So I bought the Atkins journal, which I'm going to be journaling in all of my thoughts and emotions. I use my FitnessPal for tracking. I use my Fitbit. I have a Moto Active, which was the best fitness watch of all time. I wish they still made it. It was like one of the original smartwatch, but it's anyways, whatever. You can go look up Moto Active. I have all the tools that I need to succeed, but you cannot do it without your brain. And this time, I feel so much different. I feel this calm, this joy that is like boiling underneath me somehow. And I really want to make this happen. So in these 100 days, it starts today, January 12th, 2015, starts today, where, you can like see on my junk, where I want like to think, I'm going to think more positively, learn to listen again, because I used to be a very good listener, and I used to be able to support people. And one thing about me is I was always patient. So I had a plateau when I was losing weight because I was eating too many calories at this point. I was eating 1,400 calories at the time, and before I was losing weight, I was eating like 1,200. And I started exercising, so I upped my calories, and I didn't lose weight for the whole entire month. And then I was looking back at my food journal, and then I dropped back to 1,200, and then the very next day, I had a half-pound loss. That was really funny. So then, for the rest of that month, I had ended up losing, like, I think 8 pounds that month, which is good. It's 2 pounds a week. And I had met my goal, and then I went back to school, and I lost another, so on. But my goal was never to lose on the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday were maintenance days for me. So I would eat like 1,600 calories, 1,800. I would eat at maintenance. I would never lose on the weekend, and I would never weigh myself Saturday and Sunday, and then I would weigh myself Monday, and usually I was the same weight. That was how it works. But now I'm like so impatient. I can't wait for everything. But the first time I lost weight, it was like, oh, I lost 8 pounds this month. Oh, I lost 5 pounds this month. It was more like, little losses. Just I would weigh myself every day because I like to be accountable like that. I find that I tend to lose track. I like to keep track of things, so I have to weigh myself every day at the same time after I go to the bathroom. That's just how it is for me. So that's what I do, and that's my goal. So I weighed in today. I'm gonna weigh in tomorrow. I'm gonna weigh in after that. After that, keep weighing, measure my food, making more project results. I'm sorry this is so long. I don't know how many people are actually going to watch this. But I really need you guys for support. I really want to do well this semester in school. I'm kind of scared of losing my financial aid because last semester I did really bad, and it is what it is. I'm gonna probably speak to somebody. It's just a bad time for me. The last 2 years have been a struggle for me, and I don't want to be like this anymore. Like I can't, because I go to see the doctor after doctor after doctor, and nobody can help me. And it's to the point now where I've got to do it myself. Like it's like they understand my problems, and like they're problems that they can physically see, but they don't know what to do. So I've just been doing a lot of research in this time, and I've settled on the ketogenic diet, which I heard from one of this girl that I follow, her blog. And at this time I was more into like veganism, so I was like, oh, you can't live on this, you're gonna die. This is bad. It's probably just good for building muscle, and then after she builds her muscle, she should probably go and be like a vegetarian or something. But now I've done a lot of research. I'm not really for or against any specific diet. I just think some people need specific diets, and some people become a vegan or vegetarian for ethical reasons. And what I know now about the way that animals and food is produced, I don't really want to offend anybody or talk about anything. I have no feelings toward those kind of things. It's just, for me, it doesn't really work. Like, I can't be, being a vegan vegetarian really doesn't work for my body. Although I don't really have a problem with it. I could totally do it. When I was in Costa Rica for 2 weeks, I was pretty much a vegan. All I ate there was beans and rice and salad. In the morning, I would have like my toast with fruit and avocado. And sometimes I had eggs, if they were available. But I was pretty much vegan vegetarian different days. I did pretty well, but I have to keep my calories low. And with the ketogenic diet, once I switched, it takes me 4 days to get into ketosis. I'm not hungry anymore. I don't have like food cravings. It's just some kind of switch, and this is pretty common for other people who do it. So for me, that's just how it is, and everybody, you just have to stick with it. Anyway, so my goals are just to get healthy, to do well this semester, to do my 100 fast. I want to be accountable, so every week I will be checking in with you guys. I will tell you what I've eaten. I will weigh in for you, and I don't remember what else I was supposed. Oh, and my exercise. So today is day 1, and I actually came up short with my calories because I'm not trying to eat below my BMR, which is very bad. I didn't get to eat anything that I wanted today. It was so frustrating. So I am having a bulletproof coffee with MCT, and that's what's happening. And the coffee, and it'll put me at 1371, and my BMR was, I'm trying to eat at 1400 calories every day. With keto, it can be hard because I'm eating such large salads, but everything is low in carbohydrates, that it gets to a point where you've eaten a large volume of food, but a low caloric density. And so with keto, I usually have more energy. Like a few days ago, I bought grass-fed steak for the first time because it was on sale for like $6-7 because they're kind of expensive. Usually like $9-10 for one, and a regular steak I think is like $5 or $6, so it's like $3 or $4, $2 or $3 more usually, but it's so worth it. I bought the organic 100% grass-fed, and I had a huge salad with it. Ate it that night. Mind you, I hadn't got enough sleep for this day, so usually I'm like really tired. Ate it. 2 hours later, after it was digesting in my stomach, I had so much energy, I couldn't sleep the whole entire night. So I stayed up the whole entire night, and then I woke up that morning, and I got up that morning when it was like morning time, and I was like, wow, why don't I do this again? But tonight I just bought a few of the steaks. I'm probably going to cut them in half. They're 8 ounces, so I'll have a 4-ounce portion with some vegetables and some fat or something. I don't know at this point. I'm thinking about having steak and eggs. I'm like, anyway, so this video is really long, you guys. Every week, stay accountable. This week, like I said, I weigh 166.6 pounds. I was 165, but I had a setback, but that's fine. Hopefully by the end of the week I will have lost a water weight, and I'm hoping to at least lose 2 or 3 pounds like normal. I'm exercising every day. My target is to hit 500 calories. It's not a huge target, so if I hit between 4 and 8, I'm happy. Bye. So today was 523, and I did spend for the first time. I didn't have time to lift weights because I had already was late for the class, and was in Health and Human Services because I'm taking a class there, and it's on the other side of campus, and it's a 20-minute walk, the same as what the bus would take. So I ended up taking the bus. I was late. I didn't put on my workout clothes. Anyways, it was a long story. So please bear with me, guys, with my journey. I'm going to tell you every week what's going on. I'm going to check in with you. I really need your support. I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching.